Netflix to acquire Warner Brothers. This is all over. It's not, look, it's not a done deal. It's coming together, but Variety has it. Netflix to buy Warner Brothers and HBO Max, an $82.7 billion deal. Acquisition expected to close following Warner Brothers Discovery spinoff of Discovery Global TV Networks division in Q3 2026. This is not going to happen overnight. Alan, you do have notes for this story.
Yeah, I do.
Let's hear what else we can discuss here about this. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, so Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery officially announced a blockbuster agreement under which Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers, including its film and TV studio, HBO and HBO Max. A move described as one that will dramatically reshape the entertainment business. The deal carries a total enterprise value of $82.7 billion, following a heated bidding war against Paramount, Skydance, and Comcast. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos acknowledges industry surprise, saying, "I know some of you are surprised we are making this acquisition. We have historically been builders than buyers." Netflix states that it plans to maintain Warner Brothers' current operations and build on its strengths, including theatrical releases, while also keeping HBO Max as a separate service for now. The company highlights the value to subscribers by adding the deep film and TV libraries and HBO Max programming. Netflix members will have even more high-quality titles from which to choose. Netflix expects $2 to $3 billion in annual cost savings by year 3, and says the deal will become accretive to earning by year 2. The acquisition, unanimously approved by both company boards, is expected to close in 12 to 18 months, pending regulatory review, WBD shareholder approval, and a previously announced spinoff of Discovery Global in 2026. The company frames the merger as a union of innovation and built-in class streaming with a century-long legacy of world-class storytelling, bringing together franchises from The Wizard of Oz and Game of Thrones to Bridgerton and Stranger Things. Sarandos calls the merger a creative milestone. By combining Warner Brothers' incredible library with our culture-defining titles, we will be able to entertain the world even better. Co-CEO Greg Peters echoes that this, saying Netflix global reach can introduce a broader audience to the world Warner Brothers creates and strengthen the industry. Zaslav also praises the deal, saying combining two of the greatest storytelling companies and ensure audiences will continue enjoying the world's most resonant stories for generations to come. His future role remains unspecified, along with James Gunn. But the acquisition immediately sparks concerns over antitrust and future of theatrical distribution. Representative Daryl Issa here in California warns that Netflix could currently wields unequaled market power, and the Netflix acknowledges it must pay $5.8 billion breakup fee if regulators block the deal. So, okay. Hollywood labor groups also voiced alarm, while an anonymous coalition of top producers sent letters to Congress arguing Netflix could destroy the theatrical film marketplace by reducing theatrical windows and effectively hold a noose around theatrical marketplace. The letter cites Sarandos' previous stance: driving folks to theaters is not our business. And the producers urge lawmakers to subject the acquisition to the highest level of antitrust scrutiny, warning that the stakes involve millions of jobs and a treasured art form.
Yeah, this is this consolidation is not good. This is a dystopian future. If we heard some words that, hey, this is we are now, Netflix is now in the theatrical business, and this is why now we're not just buying WB for the library, we're buying WB so we can get into theatrical. I don't hear that. I think consolidation. I think, look, there's a reason that in Alien Earth, our future, right, in that series, that there are 5 corporations that run the world. We are spiraling closer and closer to that. And as someone who loves the theatrical experience. I can't think of a week I didn't go to the movies, or at least a drive-in during COVID. This is this is not good. Now, where does this leave things like James Gunn's DC Universe? No clue. No clue. I don't think there's going to be a DC universe. I think there will be individual movies like The Batman 2 and Superman and Supergirl. Apparently the Supergirl trailer is coming on Monday. And we will talk about it on Versus, but I don't know. I think the idea of being able to coordinate a connected universe with characters under this new deal may not happen. But a lot of people are speculating Gunn is gone. I don't think so. I think look, you could look on Superman as a misstep, right? Since Zootopia 2 made in less than a week what Superman made in theaters its whole run. And, look, creative filmmakers have bombs and then they bounce back. Ridley Scott is hit and miss. And, maybe it's not a complete and total miss, but it wasn't what people expected. So I think Gunn will be fine for now, especially when you look at the kind of content that Netflix produces. You think a Peacemaker orgy scene is going to put Gunn at risk? I don't think they care. So, Alan, what do you think?
Gunn, I think, things here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. So antitrust wise, we're down to 5 major studios. So Warner Brothers, Netflix together, Disney, Paramount, Universal, and maybe you count MGM. I don't know that you can. So that's a huge deal.
Well, MGM is Amazon, basically.
Right. But in terms of the major studios still left, those are the ones. I think this is it feels like that this deal is more about the Warner Brother assets than it is about Warner Brothers' future. Because knowing Netflix's policy, HBO is done. It just doesn't make sense to have Netflix streaming and HBO unless they're trying to put Netflix now on cable. But even the cable model is going away. So we're seeing contraction. That's what I'm saying there. I think going back to the antitrust, I think this is going to be a harder deal to push through the regulators, the FCC, than the Skydance Paramount merger, because this is a huge market you're grabbing here. And then the obvious is theatrical. This is not a positive news item for theaters. They say they're going to keep doing theatrical, but they say it now. How much longer really is it going to be? I think regarding the DC universe, they're in a better spot than when Discovery purchased Warner Brothers, because they had a catalog of films that hadn't been released yet, and now they're doing it. For all intent and purpose, there's 3 movies that they're buying into: the next Superman, Supergirl, and then the Batman. So at least they can burn those off pretty quick. And whether they keep James Gunn or not, they could reboot once again. So I think this is a surprise to me. I never thought Netflix would be the winner in this one. And I wary at best. Negative is most likely.
I think it's bad for theatrical, and I think it's up in the air for Gunn, but I don't think he's instantly out. I don't think Zack Snyder's gonna swoop in, but there might be a Zack Snyder DC project. I think that what will happen is James Gunn's power and Peter Safran will be dramatically reduced. They're gonna be there, just they're not gonna have the power they used to have, because there are other players involved. And there's, by the way, there's the Netflix culture. And I'll say this, as just a consumer, the streaming services I pay for, I like HBO Max. There's a lot on it I like, and I like Netflix. Those are the ones I've consistently paid for. Almost every other streaming service like Peacock, Paramount Plus, Disney, Hulu, I'll sub and unsub. I'll sub and unsub. The only ones I've kept are these two. Do they merge into one thing? Is HBO just a category on Hulu, or like Hulu and Disney and all that? It's like another slide. I'm on Netflix. I scroll over and there's HBO. Like, is that how it's going to be? Just a vertical on there, like another category. Like, it's going to be very complicated. So I don't know.
I mean,
man.
to that point, I don't think so. I don't think Netflix is going to run two streaming services. I think they're going to fold everything into Netflix. And then the question of the DC universe, Netflix doesn't do, the DC is a business unit at Warner Brothers, meaning it's kind of a separate business that they fund money into and run like a separate business. That is not the Netflix model. And so I think you're going to see I don't think they're going to put a lot of time and energy and a capital into maintaining the DC studios at the level it is currently.
Well, we shall see. And this is just the beginning, because this is not going to be overnight. It's going to take a couple years for this all to happen.
Well, they're saying 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, and there will be announcements about how this integration, but get ready for layoffs. Layoffs? Yeah, that's right, layoffs.
Well, HBO for one.
There'll be a lot of layoffs, and there'll be pieces of this deal that will be it's complicated, but someone clearly has a plan, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah. What wasn't in the press release here? CNN. What's going to happen to CNN?
CNN is probably going to be spun off. And if CNN has to survive on its own,
it's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Because they're selling off basically Discovery Global. So what was the Discovery Channel, Food Network, HGTV, all those channels, they're going to be a separate company apart from this deal.